Hello everyone. In this video we will see about creating a movable object in Unreal Engine. Something like this. First I will go to the side scroller BP folder, create a new folder here. I'll create it as actors. Inside that I'll create a new actor and name it as BP underscore movable. Okay. Here I need three items. One is a ladder box, or I'll add a cube here and make this cube as root. I'll rename it as move. Then I'll add a physics constraint, and then a box collision. Okay. Now we need to do a couple of things. And in physics constraint, on component name, give it as the name you have given here. So I'll give it as move. So you should be able to see a red color line over your static mesh. And then to the box collision, so increase the size to something like this to identify whether our character is collided with this item or not. So I think this should be fine. Okay, compile. And then we need a couple of variables created on our character blueprint. Open the side scroller character. Is pushing. Create a variable here. Let it be a boolean. Then come back to our movable item. On the event graph, event begin play, cast to your side scroller character. Get player character and promote this to a variable. As player ref. Okay, this should be fine. I'll remove this event tick we will need. Then I'll create an event here on begin overlap. Okay, I'll check whether the overlapping character is our player character. So I'll do a branch here. Then check if this is our player ref. Okay, then we need a variable here. Tick, leave it as boolean. So set this. So if our character overlaps, we will be setting it to true, or else it's to false. And again on box collision, event end overlap, do the same thing. Except that on true, we will be disabling tick. So this is something like once our character overlaps this collision box, we will be doing a certain animation or process every second. So for that we will use the event tick. I'll just move down here. In event tick, first we will check a branch. See it's if tick is true. If it is true, I need to check on what direction my character is moving. I don't want to play the push animation if my character is moving in the opposite direction. So again, I will do a branch here. Then I'll take the player reference. Then I'll take character movement. And on the character movement, I'll get the velocity. Get velocity. and break this vector. Since on a side scroller we'll be moving only towards our y-axis, we will be checking whether our y-axis is equal to 0 or not. So that means if our y-axis is 0, then the character is not moving. If it is positive or negative value, then that means the character is moving. So I'll check not equal to 0. If it is not equal to 0, okay, I'll set this as true. Then I'll set my variable from player ref is pushing. And if it is not moving, I'll remove is pushing to false. I'll make it is pushing to false. And while pushing, I don't want my character to run or sprint, so I'll set my character's max speed. So our max walk speed can be taken from the character movement. Max walk speed. Okay, when we go to our side scroller character on character movement, we can scroll down and see what is the max walk speeds here. So max walk speed is 600. So what I will do is I'll set it to 600 when it is not pushing, which is I'll set it to 600 here, which will be the default value. And if it is pushing, we'll set it to 100. So depending upon how our animation runs, we can change these values. Okay, I think we should be fine for now. Let's see. Okay, I missed compiling there, so that's why we had an error. Now let me put this object here and see how it reacts. Okay. Okay, it's not moving. So I think we need to adjust the physics constraints value here. So we want to allow our character to move in y axis. So I'll set this to free, and I don't want any swing motion, so I'll set all these to locked. I think that should work. So let's see. Okay, still simulate physics by default. Okay, now the item is pushing. But the item is not stopping after we stop pushing. So let's see what's that. Okay, go to our movable character, click on the box now. So I'll enable mass in kg, and I'll set the linear damping. I'll increase the linear damping so that it doesn't move further. Let's see. Okay, so once we stop, the box stops moving. Okay, our character speed, it's not changing. We will check that. Okay, so on end overlap we will set the speed again. Okay. Okay, while pushing it's pushing slow, and once it's away from it, it comes to the normal speed. Okay. Now this looks fine. So I need to set the animations now. Let me import a couple of animations from Mixamo. I already have the converted animations with me, so I'll just import that. There are a lot of tutorials available in YouTube on how to convert your Mixamo animations to UE for skeleton. So you can follow that. If you're not able to find, just comment below. I'll try to add a tutorial myself, or I'll direct you to the right tutorial. I'll go to mannequin animations. I'll create a folder here. Pushing. So I've actually downloaded this one. So I've downloaded this, set it as in place here, and download it, convert it to your mannequin skeleton, and then import it. So I'll import it right away. I'll select my skeleton here, import all, so I have my animation here. Okay, I don't think this is the one I wanted, the other one. So yep, this is the one I wanted. So now how do I plug in the animation? For that, I'll go to my animation blueprint. Here first I'll create a reference to my side scroller character. So we can do it directly here without creating a variable, but it's better to store the player reference in a variable so that it will be so that we can use it on further sessions if we want to add more animations here. So I'll promote this to a variable. I'll name it as player, and I'll get is pushing. I'll promote this to a variable here, local variable, so that I can use it within my animation blueprint. So what we are actually doing here is we are casting to our side scroller character and getting the is pushing variable from our side scroller character and then storing it in a separate variable within the animation blueprint. Now come to the anim graph, open the default state machine, create a state here, pushing. Okay. So when do we want to push? When is pushing is true, we will push, and when it is false or when it is not set, we will stop pushing. And we have to plug in the animation here. So I have plugged in the animation now. Now let's see how it works. Okay, so it's pushing fine, but still we have some issues. Let's see. Okay, now we will go to the BP movable. Now we will fix issues one by one. First thing is the collision part. So my character is moving inside my item and then pushing. So I need to change that. So how to fix it? To show that clearly, I'll first have I'm just setting the capsule component to hidden in game as false, so that we'll see it clear. So our capsule component is colliding with the object. So we need to increase the size of our capsule component while pushing. So how do I do that? Okay. So once I set my max walk speed, I'll get my capsule component, and I'll set its radius. Set capsule radius. And when we go here, we will see the capsule's radius. The default capsule radius is 42. We will increase that size and match it with the object so that it doesn't collide further. So I'll change the radius to something like 90 and see. Okay, this looks much better. My object is a bit small, so I'll increase the size of that. Okay, this is better. But still, we are having a few issues still. Something like, okay, there is a lag in between. How to fix that? And when we turn, it is not our wrist pushing variable is still being set, so we have to fix that. So I'll come to my event graph. Here it is. Okay, so here once we are away from the once we are outside the box collision, we need to set the is pushing variable. Set. So that when we are outside, we will not be in the same position. And again, we want to reset the capsule component towards the default size when we are outside it, or else it will still follow the same radius. I'll set it to default as 42. Okay. Okay, so okay, there is still a small lag. The reason for that is our collision component it's bit bigger. I'll better reduce the size of that. I'll set it to no, this is too small, so I'll set it to 2.4. Now let's see. Okay, still our capsule size we have a small problem. So how I'll fix it is I'll set the capsule size when we overlap itself, and then refresh it every second we do a tick. I'll copy this, set it to 90. Now let's try run see. Okay, we have to set our capsule size here again. And we'll put a slight delay here to avoid the lag. Let this be 0.1, and also see what's the sizes here. Okay, let's see how it works. Okay, one issue is fixed. So once we turn our character is fine, but still while pushing there is a small lag. We'll try increasing this delay. I'll disable this. Okay, I think the collision box size here is the problem. I'll increase this and see how it works. Okay, this looks much better. I'll increase its size again. I'll increase it here. Okay, this looks much better. And this works on both the sides. You can push it from either side. As you can see here, the capsule size changes once we stop pushing. This is how you create a simple movable object. Thanks for watching this video. We will see you in the next video.